AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
I-95, Bangor's Classic Rock Station at 95.7 FM, I95rocks.com. Got an app for that as well at 7:28. Temperature is going to be dropping here soonish, but right now we're on the rise. I'm seeing that we might even see some more rain. I was driving across the bridge this morning at some point in time from Bangor to Brewer, and it was funny because you had this beautiful ball of sunlight, but it was way tucked in. It looked like the clouds were a comforter, and you had a flashlight stuck underneath there. It wasn't coming out. Like, you can see the light a little bit, but those blankets are pretty effective to block out the sun. So that's what's going on right now, 38 degrees. Happened to pop online, and you know how you belong to some of those groups like 90s Nostalgia. Well, that popped up today, and it said, did anyone have a pogo ball growing up? Yeah. I did. I had a skip-bo, too. But the pogo ball in particular was pretty cool. You can't really find them anymore. I was hoping to find some for my kids because unless they got flattened, they were pretty fun. They definitely helped work your inner thighs and your legs as you were jumping if they had enough inflation. It was pretty cool. Because I couldn't do the pogo sticks. I have those for my kids as well. They mastered them pretty quickly. But there was this one creation at one point in time, many, many years ago, my son, who's now going to be 18, when he was like 6, I found it. And it was a pogo ball with a pogo stick coming out of it. So you could jump and have like the footrests part. It had the ball on the bottom. And then it had a counter on the top and like a cool handle thing. So it only got up to $499, even though he swears he actually did like 1,000, but that was when it stopped counting. Those things were cool. So if you have any nostalgic favorite kind of toys from growing up, by all means, throw them up to our Facebook page or our app. Remind me of what used to be awesome, because I'm old and I don't remember. That took a little jogging of the memory, and it was pretty good. Like I said, and all the different colors they had. I think I had a hot pink and blue one. I feel like that was the thing. My sister might have had a green and purple one. I don't know. But did you ever have a pogo ball? Because I feel like all the tar in Milford where I was actually pogo balling was bad for that thing, though, because I think at one point in time it popped it. I feel like that happened. So it was a short-lived pogo ball experience. But we have Foreigner on the way. ZZ Top 2 is on 95 Bangor's Classic Rock. Where last hour, it was Acadia Federal Credit Union that brought us the forecast. This hour, it's all that's metal. I was going to say 68 degrees. That's not true. 40 degrees right now, mostly sunny, which is also not true, computer. It's just spewing out lies right now. I would say it's partly sunny. It's probably 40 degrees. Yeah. That works. Alice Cooper after the break on I-95 Bangor's Classic Rock. I-95 Bangor's Classic Rock Station at 95.7 FM. Going out to Jimmy, who just sent me a great quote. I will have to play that in just a little bit, but go crazy on you. I figure that's good for you. And it's Heart on I-95 Bangor's Classic Rock Station. 8:06. Thank you for waking up with me. I am Cori. Somebody wanted to know what the quote was. I'm not kidding. It's up there. I actually color me surprised, because I didn't think anyone would ever publish anything that I wrote like that. I mean, I write articles for our website all the time about stuff going on around town, but I didn't think anyone cared about my thoughts. Whatever. So I was really surprised when they published the 2 articles. I was even more surprised to get the letter in the mail saying, hey, you're part of this inspirational quote calendar. I'm like, what? Really? And then I just thought, that's kind of cool. So here is the quote, because somebody asked, hey, what is it? Can you read it to us, for those of us that don't have the calendar? So if you have the Tiny Boona calendar, the desk calendar for 2025, then you can turn to November 6th and see it. But if you don't, it says, while people often look fine on the surface out in public, many aren't. In fact, there are some who are sitting curled up in a ball waiting for the darkness they feel to close in on them to swallow them whole. A simple look, smile, text, or hello in the grocery line could be the unknown light that keeps the darkness at bay, a lifeline that tethers these souls to the here and now, preventing us or them from floating towards the abyss. So we talk about that all the time here, how being the reason why somebody smiles is, A, something you can do for free and just being kind. You never know what the other person who receives that kindness is going through. So it's a very easy thing these days to be volatile, fly off the cuff, just be cranky, blah, 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 blah. Everybody feels that. We all have terrible days, but you never know how sometimes just being kind. That's why I might sound like a complete and total idiot, because the thought, if I have a happy thought that feels like I should share it with you and it's positive, it comes out my mouth. I don't edit that stuff as much as possible. I probably should edit the other stuff too, but if you look nice, I'm not being weird. I'm just going to tell you. If you smell good in church, I'm going to be like, you smell good. It's going to get weird, but it's hopefully going to get positive for you. Maybe you need that. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But if it's kind, I'll say it, as I tell my kids all the time. Kind words or no words. If you got kind words, share them. If you got kind words in classic rock and roll, even better. Brian Adams now on I-95 Bangor's Classic Rocks. Produce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. This little kid dressed up as the devil. Love it. Good morning to you. Thank you for waking up with me. I mentioned earlier that today is the day if you have the Tiny Buddha Inspirational Daily Quote Calendar, which I don't know, maybe it's 5 people out. I don't know. It's the Cori's Call quote today. But that inspired Jimmy to call and give me his favorite quote, and I love that. And if you have a favorite quote, please feel free to add them in the comment section. I put my quote in the picture of me holding a tiny calendar up on the Facebook page, but I'd love to hear your quote. It can be inspirational, it can be funny, it can be something that just got you through a hard time like this. I-95.
Cori, you sweet young thing, how are you?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm hanging in.
Yeah, good.
Your quotes that are going to be in this calendar?
Yeah, I have a quote that is featured on today's date on the calendar.
All right, I'll give you one that a real good buddy of mine that I ended up losing to COVID gave me when I found out I had cancer.
Okay, I want to hear it.
You don't know how tough you are until you have to be that tough.
That's
How's
good.
that?
That's good.
I don't know how that ranks in your,
I don't think it's about ranking, Jimmy. I think it's about throwing stuff out there that hopefully somebody that needs it hits them. You know what I mean? And I think that is certainly a quote that I can relate to, absolutely, and that I think people could benefit from. So I like that quote. Thank you for calling and sharing it.
Since the truck accident.
He goes on to give me the details, because I don't know if you remember, he got into a bit of an accident. Didn't hit the deer, but he narrowly missed a family of deer, and he's had a week. So I feel like that quote is just, it applies as much to anybody else out there as it does to Jimmy himself. So thank you for calling with that. And if you have a quote you want to share, by all means, 991-9713. You can, like I said, leave that quote up on Facebook, app message me, and let me know what you think. Something that's gotten you through the hard time, or just, like I said, something that just made you laugh. Because laughter is certainly something that gets us through hard times as well. We got the crew on the way, the cars too. It's Thursday. That's a good thing. That means the weekend's right around the corner. I like that. It's on 95 Bangor's Classic Rock Station. Rock Station at 95.7 FM, i95rocks.com. Getting great quotes in from you. A couple of people actually sent this one, and I say this out loud all the time to my mom and to my kids sometimes too, when they get a little nervous too. Don't worry about something until there's something to worry about. Ain't that the truth, right? We can spend a lot of time and energy worrying about stuff that we are not sure of. Wait until you're sure you have something to worry about before you get all bunged up and upset, because otherwise you've spent precious time and energy worrying about something that might actually not be something you need to worry about, right? So that is something I harp on a lot at my house. What about you? Anything good? Any positive, encouraging, thoughtful thoughts you want to share, or just not? You could do that as well. I'm interested to know what the weather forecast is going to bring, because I always forget it about 5 seconds after I hear it. I do remember something about Saturday being okay, and the reason why I remember that is because I remember last weekend went up against 12, 15-year-old girls in my house. This weekend I've got 5, 10-year-olds because I'm trying to build memories with my kids. Am I a sucker for a pain? Yeah, probably, but also they're in a safe space and it's fun. And if your house is clean for a minute because you filled a dumpster several yards full of junk and you have the opportunity to stick happy kids in it, why wouldn't you? That's the plan. But I wanted to make sure that it was going to be a decent weekend as well. So I think that's on tap, and you can check out the forecast coming up in just a little bit. Some Kansas and some Mellencamp on the way as well. It's on 95 Bangor's Classic Rock Station. All right, your forecast is brought to us by Jamar Construction Products. It is 42 degrees and partly sunny on the Acme Road in Brewer. Cori's Coffee Break coming up next. We're going to take a trip back in time for that one. It's on 95.